I got this comment as a response to the Tebogo Malaka story, family trust, and Dondoni video that I did on my other channel, the GNU Unfiltered, a selfish plug over here. Please subscribe to my other channel as well, because I definitely drop even more unfiltered videos over there on current affairs. It was initially created because of the GNU, the new structure, and I wanted to follow it closely and document it. But it has evolved. It has evolved, okay? We cover current issues, so don't miss out on my unfiltered editions over there. But let's focus on this comment. I want to read it to you. It says, I thought mainstream media doesn't watch YouTube videos. How did they catch this one so quickly? And yet they missed Zungu Senior. So this comment is about the Tebogo Malaka and Mr. Pasha, the 60,000 Rand bribe from the oxygen tender contract in Dondoni, and from the CEO, well, suspended CEO of IDT. I made a video reacting to that. Go check it out. I'll link it up here. And literally what happened is I read this comment and I said, you know what? I just can't respond in a text. Let me go ahead and form a video response, because this commenter is 165,000%. No, let's not do 165,000. No, this commenter is 836 million% or rands, depending on which end of the spectrum you are. They're absolutely correct. Absolom Zungu'S video dropped, and this is what we heard from mainstream media. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, we just heard crickets. Yeah, they have not mentioned him to date, to my knowledge. At least the channels that I watch have not mentioned to him at all. Just a quick summary, Absolom Zungu'S video was dropped by the Daily Sun. And the first hint of it was brought to us by, of course, Patricia Mashale, Miss Fearfokol, and Onjabs of the Masterminds channel, right here, of course, on these YouTube streets. And then the video was dropped the day after their video, and that video shocked us. Let me tell you what date that was, okay? We know everything now. We use General, Lieutenant General, Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi in his tiny little corner of KZN. He had his press briefing on the 6th of July 2025, and that's when, we kind of felt a shift in South Africa. And then after that, I would say 2 to 3 days later, Absolom Zungu'S video dropped. So it was quite timely, and it was also from KZN. Shout out to KZN. You already know how we do it. If you're from KZN and you're watching this video, make sure you drop a comment and we say hello to you as well in the comment section down below. But his video dropped and he said a lot of things, which I would think are breaking news. I would think Griselda Lewis and her cameraman would be inside Pagati within their vehicle, driving fast and furious like Kelly Kumalo when she drove SENZO MEYIWA to the hospital to say, hey, can you try save him? Even though they had kept him in the house for a very, very extended period of time after the pew-pew went off. But Asiko Lapo, we thought Griselda Lewis would do her thing and give us that investigative journalism, and reach out to Babu Absolom Zungu and say, you said. Remember? Because Griselda is the very same person who boldly said to Shadrach Severe, the suspended, no, he's not suspended. We've got to use the right terminology. The special leave of absence, Deputy Commissioner Shadrach Severe, who was also at the Kumalo home during the unaliving of SENZO MEYIWA. But then at that time he was, you know what? I am digressing. Let's hold the thought on that. But she asked Shadrach Severe and said, are you a criminal? And this is after the famous words, or should I say infamous words, depending on which end of the spectrum we are on, of Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi that says,
the purpose of the invitation was to try and create peace between myself and the Deputy National Commissioner. It was unprecedented. I've never seen in my life. The National Commissioner was present, but he just kept quiet because it was not his meeting. The Minister of Police felt that he must make me and Gerald Beer to find peace. Surely, there can never be peace between a criminal and a police officer.
There can never be peace between a criminal and a police officer. So Griselda asked Shadrach Sivia, "Are you a criminal?" She asked him so boldly, it's shocking. Like, I still have the clip. Let me play it for you because it always makes me chuckle.
What you're saying is...
He sounds like, General, he sounds like a very aggrieved man. Before I let you go, are you a criminal? He's referred to you. He said in that meeting that the police minister had organized at his premises. You didn't say anything in that meeting, and he basically said there can basically be no peace between a police officer and a criminal. That seems to have been suggested that you are a criminal?
No, Cressida, I'm 37 years in this field. I've been doing this job, and many people, all the provinces know me. I've done my job throughout the country. I've served the people of South Africa, and there are big cases that I can point you out, including the AKA that you're talking about.
Are you a criminal? That interview was conducted just hours after Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi in this tiny little corner of KZN did his press briefing in combat uniform, revolution style. And Griselda was on it. She was on it. And we, members of the public jury, absolutely appreciate it. Again, I said mainstream media. The question I ask is, where was mainstream media when Absolom Zungu'S video came out from another media house? It's like it's been totally ignored, completely ignored. And as I'm out here busy wondering about that, guess who comes through with an answer? Let me play you this clip. I mean, it's either we're in a banana republic or a Mickey Mouse state, but one thing I can assure you, some animals are more equal than others. Absolom Zungu'S story needs to be heard on a bigger platform. It needs to be looked into. It needs to be investigated. I mean, we need the camera installed in the tree, okay? I mean, we also know that the Daily Sun, if I get the channel right, the Daily Sun is refusing to release the full video. Jab says that what they released is the short version. There's a longer version. There's more things that Absolom Zungu broke down. Unfortunately, Jabs didn't record on his own because he didn't know he was going to be betrayed by the media house and that they would not release the full video. And if they have fears of releasing the full video, they could just give the raw footage to Patricia Mashale and she uploads it to her YouTube channel and she faces the consequences. But nope, they won't do that. But I digress. So basically, let's watch this clip. And while we do that, I just want you to answer this question. Why is it that mainstream media picked up this story of the Oxygen CEO so fast and furious during Women's Month? And it was the video by the Daily Maverick, which was shot in the trees, right? Absolom Zungu'S video, at the time of recording this video, we are 8th of August 2025, literally a month ago. Absolom's video is sitting a month ago and mainstream media refuses to acknowledge it. Let me know in the comment section why. Let's watch this clip that kind of answers it, makes things a little bit clear. Let's get into it.
Sure.
Because this is a moment of reset, because it's quite clear the enabling environment is created from a number of actions. The politicians are always trying to capture the media. They force people whom they do not like in media platforms to be fired.
Absolutely.
They get rid of what they call irritants because they've got this power either over media bosses or directors of newsrooms or editors of newsrooms. So this is a much bigger crisis. This is a national crisis.
So true.
We are in a national, and for us to sit here and say we are ripe for a coup d'etat, it's not a simple statement. But also it's because South Africa is not an exceptional country in terms of what happens in polities around the world, where we've observed certain tendencies of this nature mushrooming and going unarrested. And so the point I'm making is that we need to dig deep in this moment. We need to restore confidence of so many institutions. And people can't say these are, of course, I mean, whatever Mkhwanazi would have said with his own mouth is untested. But in the day-to-day life, we know that in our police stations, dockets go missing. We know when he talks about correctional services that it's part of the gangsterism thing. Bester smuggled in a body into his cell and escaped and bent a poor, life of a family that couldn't even find the body of their loved one, bury their loved one with dignity because they'd been part of a crime and gangsterism syndicate in the prisons. Yeah. We know in our communities that we get the anecdotal stories that the wardens allow people to go out, commit murder, and come back because it's more difficult to investigate a person who's already been convicted. Now, you can say whatever Mkhwanazi is saying may well not be true, but I know what I read. I can't read an article by a journalist in Cape Town mapping out gangsters, what they own, which restaurants, which clubs, which are the terrains. But these people are not arrested. And then where there are arrests, what happens to a lawyer representing one of them? Gets shot outside a school dropping off their child.
Yeah.
This is our South African reality.
You should go watch the full interview on SMXW. No, I know I said it wrong. SMXW. Oh my goodness. SMWX podcast right here, of course, on these YouTube streets because I watched the entire thing. I actually listened to the whole thing while I was driving and oh my goodness, the nuggets that were dropped there. But this particular clip that I captured is because of the resounding similarities that stand out when it comes to the SENZO MEYIWA case, how Absolom Zungu'S story is being ignored, it's being swept under the rug. No, it's not even being swept under the rug. It's not being rebutted or tested in court yet. We will wait for the defense to see if they will test it in court. But basically, Absolom Zungu said Gininda tampered with evidence. He is not an affidavit author inside Phakathi within the SENZO MEYIWA trial. But he is the father to the main witness, who is Sikhumbuzo Sizwe Zungu. So let me know your thoughts. Basically, Lukhona Mguni on SMWX, yes, I got it right, on SMWX says that this is all a moment of reset. They are politicians who are always trying to capture the media. They force people they do not like in the media platforms to be fired. They get rid of what they can, what they call irritants, right? And then they have power over media bosses and editors. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a national crisis. But thank goodness for YouTube, right? Thank goodness for YouTube, for all the YouTube channels, for the podcasters, because we are our own bosses. Well, of course, YouTube is our big boss, okay? The YouTube is the one that holds the purse strings. But at the end of the day, each channel is their own boss. They determine what content they want to put out. They determine how often they want to put out. They determine if they want it to be a 3-minute video, 12-minute video, 55-minute video, 3-hour video. Each channel, and there's no limit, okay? Do you know you can even go live endlessly? You can go live 24 hours a day. YouTube does not stop you from anything. There are rules and criterias and dun-dunnies that you got to follow. I'm not going to bore you with those details, but basically when it comes to putting out the content, we don't need to submit it to an editor. Well, technically we do, because they just check if everything is clean. Guess what? YouTube held a video. I'm not sure if it's going to play before or after this. I'd actually edited and uploaded this video on Thursday during inside Phakathi, the court. While the court was in recess, I guess they were gone to the office to talk to Mr. Koza and friends. But YouTube actually held that video. It was sitting and being held by the YouTube system that needed to physically check it. And I think they needed to have someone manually, like a human being, manually watch the video. I was so devastated because it created the sequence of my videos. You know, I do my videos in sequence, and that was my part 1. And I was left thinking, what do I do now? And once your video gets locked into that system where it has to be manually checked, you have no control over time. It takes forever. So I think my video was held for 48 hours plus. 48 hours plus when I went in to check. Now I was like, whoa, this video is finally through? Okay, cool. I'll upload it. And It's already uploaded. It's just a matter of hitting that live button. And as a YouTuber, you get to start to know what works, what doesn't know. I know the one word that I said in that video, it's actually the thumbnail, that YouTube said, no, you can't upload content about that. So it was blocked because I used one word. One word. Let me see if you guys will find it. But anyway, despite all that, all this to say, the problem here is that the politicians cannot access YouTubers. So they cannot go to my YouTube boss and say she needs to be fired, or she needs to stop uploading these unfiltered videos, or she needs to stop with this moment of reset and all these videos that are eye-openers or educational or recaps of what's happening in court. They can't do that because there's no customer service department in YouTube that you can do for my channel, right? And I'm speaking on behalf of myself, okay? Other channels might have different processes. Again, each channel is a unique entity, a unique business that exists globally on the YouTube platform on these red app streets. Wow, that's a mouthful. I hope I didn't confuse anyone. But yeah, I wanted to add that little point ahead, that why is Absolom Zungu'S video, it didn't catch any mainstream media attention, thanks to the commenter, of course, for, I was going to say sponsoring this video, but for the video idea. Thank you so much for that comment. It really ignited my thought process, or should I say challenged my thought process. And I wanted to say, yeah, that's a very valid point. Like, we heard nothing. We waited though. We waited. Just the same way I am waiting for Monday to watch Daily Maverick and see everything about the CEO, Oxygen CEO's house, and the 12 million rands house that is being built over there in the waterfall. But yeah, it's quite interesting. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And for record's sake, let me just play the clip that no mainstream media house has played about Absolom Zungu. I'll wait for you in the comment section. Okay?
Uyasuka lo ngelanga thule ngelanga fona uginenda. Athi uginenda mzilikazi kaMashoba. Ngibe ngimtshene nje phela ngiqale ukubona lengane lento yayisho la nansi silapha kuginenda. Athi uginenda mzilikazi kaMashoba. Ninjani niyaphila ngithi mina sorry ushaye wrong number. Angisiye mina mzilikazi kaMashoba. Ungakwabani kanti wena ngithi mina ngakwaZungu mina. Ethi pho uyini nalono ipoise. Ngithi uzalwa yimi lo. Athi uzalwa uqinisile ngithi uzalwa yimi lo mfana lo. Bese noma ngushilo kunye ngikhohle ithi ngamenzela. Bese ngithi mina umtshela ukuthi uzalwa yimi ngisho license le esebuya etraining lapha bekufundwa khona. Ubuya ngitshela usebuyile ufuna ilicense. Wenzelwe yimi kwale license a driver ngayo ke. Yimina engikhokhe imali zalapho ngimenzela ngoba eyingane yami. Ebese uginenda ke hayi kulungile ngizoke ngizwe kuwe avala ifoni. Yahamba ke le ndaba ngoba injena nje ngisho ufonile ngelinye la. Khona lapha nje sebuya lapha kokuthula ubufakazi. Ufonile wadwe baba manje sisacela ukuthi sidibane endaweni ethile. Ngifona nginoginenda la. Ngicela ukuthi sihlangane lapha ngicela ukuthi baba ungatsheni umuntu ukuthi uyapi. Ngiyakutshena phela yonke leze yakhudumeza aba ungatsheni umuntu ukuthi ungahambi futhi nomunye uze wedwa.
So lokho kwenzeka emva kokuba igama lakho selimenyeziwe vele enkantolo.
Lingakamenyezwa nje uye so emva kuba yena ethula ubufakazi balokho ayewethula ubufakazi
umfana nomgininda
ngesikhathi kwethula lo ipoise uyena ke lona ke ongitshela ukuthi uthe efonini uthi abantu ababeseduze kwambaze balalela bathi hawu kuthiwa ngingezi ngize ngedwa ngingasho futhi ukuthi ngiyaphi. Baqala ke nabanye bathi aso kuma nje ke yikho ethi mina uhamba nobani uthi uhamba unoginini ngoba efona nje. Ngaqala lapho ke ngabaqhelisa endli kimi nje wena lo mfana ngaqala lapho ke manje ungasondela eduze kwakhe mase ukukhona ngitshena khona. Manje ke ngifuna ukuya la uginenda ke uthi ngelanga enye ngilalele la ngizwi uthi uginenda kwangithatha mina ngahamba ngaya ndawana athile mangilapha na ndawana athile kwase ngasuke
Quick translation for our international gang. I see you in the stats. So basically, Absolom Zungu, father to Sizwe Zungu, says he received a phone call from Gininda and they were supposed to meet up. Okay, it was a private meeting, so private that Absolom Zungu could not tell anybody where he was going and why, and most importantly, he needed to come alone. The question is, was he going to return home alive that day? But then he didn't do it. He became suspicious, and the rest is history. But mainstream media did not pick this up. We also do not have a responding affidavit from Brigadier Vongani Nicholas Gininda, or should I say a press statement or the NPA saying anything. It is literally nothing. It is crickets. Do you hear me? Crickets with regards to Absolom Zungu's video that came out same place on these YouTube streets. Mainstream media said, nope, this one we can't see. We are blind as a bat. So with that said, family, I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video. Why? Because we want to keep Absolom Zungu's story alive until somebody hears it and responds, because as Umnisi once said, you're going to keep flogging and flogging and flogging the horse, the dead horse that is, until the horse comes alive. I'll catch you on my next video. Thanks so much for watching. You know, I absolutely love it when you do. Don't forget, if you are not subscribed, please go ahead. All right, consider subscribing. It absolutely brings me joy. I'll see you on my next upload. Bye.